Blast number 2 on the way.
Yeah,
arriving sort of kind of as we speak, arriving in Pennsylvania. But David, as we've been following all morning long, kind of grazing us here in the northwest corner of the state, we do have some flakes out the door.
Yeah, we've got the flakes outside. The thing is, this is going to be kind of a long duration light snow event. It's not going to amount to anything huge, but if you've been monitoring the snow over the last couple of days, you'll notice how we haven't been getting like these huge bursts where it accumulates really fast. It's been more like over some duration of time. And so, yes, the streets do get slushy, they get slick, but we're not seeing these huge extra amounts of snowfall. And that's kind of what we're looking at today, 1 to 3 inches of snow possible. We'll definitely have some of those problematic spots out there on area roadways, especially on some of those neighborhood streets. Yesterday, the sun helped to kind of melt things down a little bit. Yeah. But obviously, without the sun today, still sub-freezing, a lot of those streets will become slick once again. So this is more of a driving concern than anything. Don't see any other major problems out of it. Nothing that we certainly can't handle.
One of the places where they are seeing major problems is a spot where you spent some time earlier on in your career down in Texas. And it's unbelievable, David, that here we are days after this first winter blast kind of started making its way up through the middle portion of the country and towards us, that some folks down in Texas are still without power and still dealing with very cold temperatures.
Yeah, and the thing is, the joke's always been that Southerners can't handle the cold and the snow and that Northerners can't handle the heat. There's a reason for that because we're not used to that. Right. And that's the problem down south right now. In the state of Texas, their infrastructure cannot handle the massive amount of people on the power grid. And so that's the reason why they've been having these blackouts. They're trying to open up some power so that they can get more people back online. And also keep in mind that a lot of folks just don't have really good places to go to get heating, even if there are available
options. Yeah.
I know a couple of my friends, at least one of my friends down in Houston, he was able to go to his in-laws' house because they have a generator. And so people closer to the coast, they may have generators just for hurricane season and all. But this is something that the infrastructure has apparently taken a hit before. And I don't know, there's a bunch of controversy on whether or not the right changes were made and who to blame and all that. But either way, yeah, it's a nightmare down there. And it's not just bad for the people. It's bad for the ecosystems that are just not used to this kind of cold. I mean, you got sea turtles being stunned out there in the Gulf of Mexico. And I just looked at a tweet before showing all these sea turtles in a convention center in South Padre Island.
Quickly, because we had our Brissa Bradfield is on the line. Hopefully she'll jump back in here in a sec. We had sent her out to the new Chick-fil-A, which is about 3 minutes into its grand opening today out in Mill Creek. So hopefully she'll jump back online and we'll bring her in. So if I interrupt you, David, that's because Brissa has kind of jumped in here. We'll get to her. But kind of bottom line, you had touched on it, but the overall forecast for this Thursday and kind of taking us into Friday and through winter blast number 2, how much snow overall are we looking at?
Well, I think over the span of basically the next 48 hours, possibly up to 4 or 5 inches. Okay. That's drawn out, though. For today, like 1 to 3, maybe another inch tonight. And then we'll have to see how the lakes kind of come into play for tomorrow night. Yes, Lake Erie's frozen over, but I try to explain. It's hard to explain to people whenever I say, yeah, Lake Erie's freezing over. We take the lake effect element out, but we have other Great Lakes as well. So
yes,
it's one of those things.
Yeah, 5 big ones to think about, apparently, or at least a couple. I don't know if all 5 can impact. I don't think Ontario is going to give us lake effect snow, but all right, we got to bring our Brissa Bradfield in. She's messaging me here saying, "Bring me in." So we are going to do that. Hey, Brissa Bradfield on the road. Along with Elena Jonathan and our Molly Samora, we sent the whole crew out this morning to that brand new Chick-fil-A restaurant in Mill Creek. How's it going, Briss?
It's going good. You have to see this line. It is a long one.
We kind of expected that, but let's see the visual proof.
I'll get out. Hang on.
It's Erie's second Chick-fil-A. Of course, we've got the one up on Beach. It's been around for a while, but this one's out in the Yorktown Center in Mill Creek, and that's where Brissa and the gang are set up. Whoa!
They've got cones up to direct the traffic.
It's not to the street just yet, but it is a pretty long line.
It's 8:05 in the morning.
I'm trying to see if I can turn this around. I'm not very tech savvy, I guess. But yeah, it is very
Ask one of your colleagues. They know how to do it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe if you guys are lucky, we'll bring you back some chicken and biscuits.
I was about to say that may happen in like 5 hours or so, based on where you are in the line.
We'll see if David's willing to break lunch just yet for a
I
milkshake.
just wonder how early the first person in that line showed up. Can you even guesstimate how many cars are in the line at Chick-fil-A right now, Briss?
I would say because at the down there where it starts to get where you would order, it goes into two lines. So I'd say there's about 20 cars
That's
so
pretty
far,
crazy.
and it still wraps all the way around the building. So it's.
And I have to apologize because I don't know the Chick-fil-A menu backwards and forwards, kind of like you do. I know you're a huge Chick-fil-A fan. Do they even serve breakfast?
Oh, do they serve breakfast? Yeah,
I feel like everyone serves breakfast now.
I know. They're famous for their chicken and biscuits.
There you go. Okay. Because I'm like 8 a.m. I don't know if people are, sitting down for a fried chicken sandwich. They might be if they think it's delicious enough. But wow. So
I'll let you try it for yourself.
I'll eat chicken and biscuits any hour of the day.
I'm with you. With some ketchup.
I need a good buttered biscuit.
What is your go-to order from Chick-fil-A, David?
I haven't been to Chick-fil-A in forever. I'm not gonna lie. Normally, I would just get like one of their basic chicken sandwiches and waffle fries, because you can't go wrong with that.
Right.
And I also I love their sauce. I feel like that I can drink that.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Even put that in a cup.
I'm not familiar with their whole menu, but that's the one menu item that I know and love. That stuff is delicious.
Unmatchable.
But I'll have to admit, when it comes to fast food restaurants, and I'm not throwing shade on Chick-fil-A, I still want my chicken biscuit, but I still have a little love for Wendy's. And it's not even because of the whole controversy I created last week. I've always just liked Wendy's a little bit more.
Wendy's,
so there's my shade.
Yeah, shade's over. How bad do you want this chicken and biscuit, David?
Yes. You guys, don't worry about coming back to do work today. Just wait in line for a biscuit.
Just kind of hang out there and have Chick-fil-A all morning.
It's going down. The line is going down.
Oh, I think it's been I think over 2 years since the original Chick-fil-A opened. I'm not sure how long ago it is, but if you had to guesstimate, Brissa, how many times you've been to the Peachtree Chick-fil-A in your time here in Erie, ballpark it for us.
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I'll say, I mean,
nothing's embarrassing.
50, over 50.
I'm sorry, 50?
Once a weekend. Maybe once during the week. Maybe over 50. I'm going to say 50 to make myself feel better.
It's funny. When I was in grad school, one of my buddies would always go to the Chick-fil-A that was located on campus, and he'd always get the same thing, but he'd never eat his little side of fruit, and he always gave me the fruit. That's really my fries? Yeah. What's that?
He wouldn't get fries?
No, he'd get the fruit, and he'd always give it to me, because I asked him if he was going to eat his fruit, because I was just feeling like fruit, and he's like, yeah, you want it? I'll just get it every time and give it to you. I'm like, all right, sure. I'll stay healthy.
Yeah, the only one eating healthy, I think. We know that restaurant's got a lot of fans, and we know that because the Peachtree location seemingly has had a constant line basically ever since it opened. So hopefully, Brissa, this will kind of make things a little bit easier by splitting up those Chick-fil-A fans into two different groups.
I think so. I know it's been tough for me where I live. It's a good 20-minute drive to the Chick-fil-A on Peachtree, and it's shamefully not a hard decision for me to still drive there. So.
Especially when you can drive there on company time.
Yeah. To bring you all breakfast.
Yes. All right, Bristol. Well, yeah, we appreciate it. So you've got some business to do. That's to get us a little bit of that Chick-fil-A before the line gets growing. I think it's come down a little bit behind you there. So yeah, jump in line, bring us back some of that Chick-fil-A food, document the turnout for the big grand opening. We'll see you back here in just a little bit.
All right. Goodbye, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye, Brissa.
All right, so David, again, we appreciate Brissa out there, and we're going to appreciate her a whole lot more once that bag of food gets back here to the station. But for folks who are worried about that winter storm, thinking about that winter storm, slow but steady snow, it seems, is kind of the theme today into tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to describe it. Tortoise and the hare, slow and steady wins the race. Whenever you get light snow over an extended period of time, it can obviously cause some impacts out there. And I'm sure plow drivers they're loving this. They're saying, more and more and more.
Bring
So
it on. Right.
I think by tomorrow morning there could be enough to where some of those driveways, some of those parking lots will have to be plowed maybe another time. But we do actually have more opportunities for snow into next week. I know we keep talking about the warming trend, but ironically, we're still going to be getting some snow because temperatures, 34, 35 degrees. You can still get snow at that level.
All right, so we'll deal with all of it. Today's a little bit of snow, the cold that continues for a little while longer, and eventually we'll be dealing with those above freezing temperatures.
Yeah.
I want to say thanks to Jordan, Jamie, everybody who jumped on, said hello, and talked about what they would have out at Chick-fil-A today.
Mm-hmm.
It is your day. You've got until 8 o'clock tonight to get some of that food from the second Chick-fil-A location.
And of course, the glorious thing about this area, there are so many great breakfast locations. I kind of missed the time when we could go around in the RV and we were just hitting up all these diners and just all the amazing food, because I've never lived in an area where breakfast is like revered like it is. And I'm
enormous portions that we get at so many.
Huge on breakfast. I love breakfast. And so I'm glad I've been able to see so many of these other locations around the area. And I'm glad to see that a lot of them are still doing well, even during this tough time.
All right. Well, David, we thank you for keeping us up to date with Winter Blast number 2. I know that you, Sarah, and John will keep doing that all day long. And, of course, we'll be back here on Erie News Now Sunrise at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to get you the very latest on the storm's impact on our life. 5 to 7 a.m. We'll see you then.